As for like passive income, I own some rental properties. For those people that want to create passive income, but maybe not necessarily want to deal with like the headaches, right? I mean, there's portfolios that we built for them to create that passive income where, unlike me, they're not having to deal with the tenants or
So you're talking about the fun
the
stuff.
squatters. Yeah, they just get to reap the rewards without dealing with the same BS that I have to deal with, right?
Everyone likes making money.
Of course.
Talk about this. So the popular things are real estate.
Sure.
Obviously, you have investing. You hear it all around, like
Yeah.
speculative.
Just buy this, buy that.
Buy
Sit
buy
back.
that, sit back.
You don't have to
blah,
work
blah.
anything. You're
So
good.
you have two types of income. You have the aggressive income,
Right.
And you have what we like to call passive income. And sometimes not all passive income is passive. Technically, Jeremy has passive income in his real estate portfolio, but he has to actively manage or pay for a company to actively manage.
And I'll just touch on that real quick. So whenever you see on social media, someone says, I bought this apartment building, I'm collecting X amount of dollars from the rent, and I just sit back and the rent comes to me. It's true, but it's also not very true.
Oh, two things can be
Right.
right at the same time.
Yeah,
right?
it's true in the sense like, yes, you're getting the rent every single month if they pay, right? Let's say in best case scenario, you're getting great tenants, they're paying, things happen. And then the solution that we see, we think that it's a solution is, oh, I'll just hire a management company. A management company, all they do is filter the phone calls and they tell you how much that job or whatever that expense may be. So not that they go in there and actually fix the
So they're
sink.
essentially a concierge.
That's it. It's just so you don't get that call, at 2:00 in the morning saying, "Hey, my toilet's clogged," or "This is broken." The management company says, "Hey, just so you know, Jonathan has an issue with his plumbing. Do you have a plumber, or should we call our plumber?" And if we call our plumber, it's going to be X amount,
amount of dollars.
or unless you have a plumber, but that's where it is. It's not that it, and then they take a portion of the rent, which is okay, right? There's as long as it brings value, there's nothing wrong with the cost. But it's not a situation where people say, "Hey, I worked all these years. I'm going to retire. Take this money, buy a property. I'm going to just sit back on an ocean, as
So
you
it's
like."
fair to say that what
it's
we
work.
see on the internet is oversimplified.
1,000%, 1,000%. That's what I've learned. I've been owning real estate for over a decade now, and if I'm on social media, I see, I'm like, yeah, that's not true.
So as an
2 seconds in.
and an advisor,
For sure.
there are trade-offs as well.
For sure.
So when we talk about like you just buy a stock and you keep buying that stock.
Yeah, just buy, hold it.
And then they talk about options now. You get the options contract.
Of
it's gonna
course.
kick you some money.
Of course.
And the
It
guy
never
said,
happened.
you look at the level, it goes to this and it goes to that. It is oversimplified.
1,000%.
There is actually a lot of calculations.
Yeah.
There's sentiment. There's a market. It's not what it appears.
Definitely
That's
not.
not to be fear mongering.
No,
it's
yeah,
just being realistic.
Yeah, it's it's like, goes back to what we spoke about, like just having those realistic expectations.
Expectations, correct.
Like that's what it is.
And if you're in real estate and you're essentially adding everything you have to it, and
Sure.
you aren't getting a net out of it, you're essentially living check to check. Is that
And
fair to say?
yeah, and not only that, sometimes it becomes a burden. It's like another job.
Correct.
Right.
Because now you're sweating, and if you're losing money, it's no longer an asset; it's a liability.
Right.
So similar with investments, you do not invest with the money that you need to pay the rent.
Yeah, you're not gonna go out there.
Investing
Yeah,
is your surplus. It is
Correct.
what we like to call your discretionary income. So when you ask, hey, what should I put into this? It should be a percentage of your discretionary income.
for sure. You're not gonna go out there and put all of your eggs in one basket.
Correct. It's not like going to Atlantic City or Vegas.
Yeah, whatever, like what you and your boys do when you guys just bet everything on black,
Correct.
red.
It is not gambling.
No.
It's investing.
Yeah,
So you get a percentage out from a percentage in.
sure.
Similar with real estate.
Yeah,
It should be pragmatic. You should never feel like it's a burden.
and most people, like the people that we sit down with, most of them, they don't even want to own real estate. There's like the thought of it, right?
Because it sounds good. In
Yeah,
the
it's like the thought of like being like someone famous, right? Like someone that's like a celebrity, a musician. they see that person on TV, like, wow, that person must have a great life, but they don't see all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, right? Them writing the music, the tours, they probably, whatever lifestyle it is that they're living. On a camera, you just see all the glitz and glamour. Same thing with real estate. People just think, oh, I passed by the building, I have the deed, I have X amount of units, I get the rent every month. But again, there's a lot more to it than that. So that being said, is that there are ways that you can invest, like what we spoke about earlier, where you can have a diverse portfolio and create that passive income, create that guaranteed income, make sure it's protected. Again, you know
The
necessarily
purpose
let's
of
follow.
these things like passive income
Right.
and guaranteed income is to take the burden off of yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a higher percentage of the aggressive income,
Yeah.
time that you quote unquote don't want to waste or consume by having to get a check.
And keeping it, even more simple is like the same way how you worked hard for this money. So in theory, now have this money working even harder for you,
Correct.
right? That's pretty much what people want. Work hard. They want to be able to just sit back and say, look, now I can actually enjoy time for my family, my grandkids. As you keep saying, it's the stupid ocean, right? They want to hang out by the ocean. They have that opportunity too. So that's really like what it's for.
Take a time out. Shout out to the ocean.
Be careful with the ocean. It's very dangerous.
Is there aliens in the ocean now?
Aliens and
No one
oceans?
saw that on TikTok?
No.
That's gonna look it up.
There's aliens in the
Didn't
ocean?
we say stay off of TikTok.
In
We
Miami.
started.
I don't care what they say. It's
Really?
in Miami.
They have aliens. Oh, I saw
Right,
that
yeah,
with the
see?
light shrooms, and they were like on the cruise.
Oh, I saw, but I didn't think it was real. I thought it was like I didn't really. I saw it, but I didn't
See,
think
I'm
it's real.
skeptical of everything you see on the internet.
If it's on the internet, it must be real. I'm joking. It's a joke.
Smart disclaimer.
Yeah.
And then AI-driven stuff, and how they're putting like faces and having other speaking heads and talking heads
Yeah.
use certain points, right? So if you rely on the internet for your information and your news, once again, there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation. You're gonna see things about passive income because that's the hot off the presses type thing.
Everything's gonna be about passive income.
You gotta watch out.
Yeah. I would say the top things right now are what what people want to jump on now is crypto.
So we're not even gonna do all of that. All we're gonna say is,
What else?
if it seems too good to be true,
Probably is.
if it can happen within a year.
Yeah, there's no such thing as like getting rich
You see what
overnight.
I mean? Get rich
Yeah.
quick schemes.
Definitely not.
If it's too good to be true, have some doubt
All roll with it. Take your chances.
or not.
Not do that.
You should be skeptical
I agree.
of everything. Being skeptical and being skittish are two different things,
That's fair.
right? Being skeptical is, this has piqued my
Right.
interest. What is this about?
Right. You don't want to you don't want to jump in head first into the pool.
Correct.
Right.
Because again, there's so many opportunities. There's
For sure.
This is not pet friendly, but 1,000 ways to skin a cat. And we also have to remember that our actions are from past experiences, past events. So if you're skeptical of what you're thinking and you really unpack it, right? I like to, my clients go, well, I go to Amazon, load up the cart, and they recommend something else. And I go, yeah, I need that. Oh, and I need this. And of course, I got to get the batteries for it. And now my cart is like 3 times expensive.
Absolutely.
I tell them,
Genius
you can do
method
two
by Amazon.
things. You can leave it in the cart, check it the next day, 24 hours, 12 hours, whatever. When you wake up, go to sleep.
Yep.
Wake up again in the morning.
For sure.
Check your cart. I guarantee you the feeling of euphoria that you felt. You're like, I don't need this.
No.
What is this?
Yeah.
Right? Or you can simply, and I know this is a hot,
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
delete the app.
I don't have the Amazon app or any social media apps on my phone for that reason.
Because it's instant
Too
gratification.
distracting. Yeah.
It's right there. It's at your thumbs.
It's addiction.
You can just delete it. And
Or-
so nothing's stopping you from deleting the app.
Or if you have the discipline that we spoke about, creating that budget that okay, I have X amount of dollars
Correct. Give
that I
yourself-
can,
give yourself an allowance.
that
We
I
talk
could
about
go
it all the
ahead
time.
and maybe go crazy on.
No,
right?
not go crazy. You go crazy.
But
within
crazy,
the allowance.
crazy within, crazy within the allowance.
Go crazy within the allowance.
Have some fun.
Knock yourself out. Go buy all the
I
stuff
agree with
that. You're
that.
gonna
Go
return
crazy.
anyway
Go
'cause you
buy
don't
something.
need it.
Go buy your husband something, your wife something, your kids. Go party. Why not?
Go party. Why not?
Right? You only live once anyway.
No, you only die once.
I mean, you gotta live life like whatever happens, happens.
That is very reckless. So this has been therapeutic.
It's been cool.
It's been cool.
Yeah,
We'll probably do some more.
I liked it. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Every fiber in my body. That's what she said. We'll probably have a lot of questions, comments, concerns.
Especially about that last comment, for
We can do
sure.
that by private messaging. A lot of people think the
Yep.
same, and then you have that one person that comments it, and then 1,000 other people go,
Yeah.
I felt the same way, I just didn't say it. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Yeah, it's like being in
It's
school.
probably shared.
Sometimes you don't want to raise your hand.
Correct. Yeah, don't be afraid.
I think it's one of those things where you guys, just have to just go out there. If there's any information it is that you guys want or need, you can just reach out to us and we'll help you. I mean, worst case scenario, you just have more information than what you had before. That's worst case scenario.
Correct. Worst case scenario. So I think that's it.
That's it.
I think you did it.
Good job, man.
Good job.
I told you well.
Yeah, you did it. Thumbs up.
Love it.
Do you
Guys, if you want to learn to be fiscally focused, click the link below and follow us.